Yo, podcast with Solar, don't never stop. Got my man Tim Hardaway. I just met him 7, 8 minutes ago,
Yes,
but we follow each other on Instagram.
exactly.
You gotta follow him on Instagram. The original crossover king. He stay on the treadmill. He stay getting the cardio. Fit over 50.
Yes.
How old are you, Tim?
59.
59. I'm 56. I'll be 57 the next 2 months, March.
Okay.
Fit over 50. When you turn 50, you're still supposed to be money.
Yes.
Now, Tim, we're gonna start this right off the bat. I'm gonna put some on the floor. Then I'm gonna open up the floor for you, and we're gonna go. Now, this is where I'm at. You a little older than me. My opinion, I got Kobe. I got Kobe over Michael Jordan. This is me. This is my opinion. And LeBron, way back there. LeBron is a good player, but he ain't no Kobe and he ain't no Jordan. Now let me add some color to what I'm saying so y'all can understand. Now, Jordan had Scottie Pippen, arguably he's in the top 75 greatest players of all time. Dennis Rodman, arguably the greatest rebounder ever, got rings. Scottie Pippen's Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Dennis Rodman, Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Scottie Pippen he was so dominant in his role, he allowed Jordan the latitude to be a pure scorer, right? Kobe, right? They said he couldn't win no rings without Shaq. He won 2 with teams that did not have no Hall of Famers on it. Pau Gasol is money, Ron Artest is money, but they not no Scottie Pippen and they not no Dennis Rodman. To me, now.
But Paul Gasol is a Hall of Famer.
Pau Gasol Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I was staying corrected. Pau Gasol Hall of Famer?
Yes.
To me, he still ain't no Dennis Rodman and he still ain't no Scottie Pippen. Shout out to you, Pau Gasol. But look, Kobe puffed Michael Jordan in the All-Star game. Puffed LeBron twice in the All-Star game. How Kobe separates himself from LeBron to me was with that Olympic team in 2012 when they was playing Spain. Nobody wanted the ball because it was a critical game. I think the U.S., we had just lost the year before. Everybody stepped back. Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, LeBron, Melo, and Kobe, he was wearing number 10, said, give it here, I got it, and put that team on his back. So I don't know what y'all talking about. I ain't calling no names, but I don't know. Kobe didn't play basketball. I mean, what did y'all not see? Is it just because my man is not here? You understand? But me personally, Jordan didn't win nothing in the 80s when the Celtics was the Celtics, the Lakers was the Lakers, the Detroit Pistons was the Detroit Pistons, Dr. J and them, Dominique and them. When they left, then he won. But look at the teams he had. Kukoc, Pippen, Ron Harper, Dennis Rodman. You understand? So I'm starting off the interview with that.
I tell you this, all right.
You played with both of them?
Yes, I played against both of them, and out of sight, out of mind.
If you want to talk to the people,
Yes.
right, you talk right
Yes,
there.
out of sight, out of mind. That's why a lot of people don't talk about Kobe Bryant right now, because he passed and he's gone and nobody sees him anymore. He's not on, he'll be on a ton of commercials. He'll be around doing a lot of stuff, but definitely the WNBA, because his daughter was a basketball player, and I think that she was going to be a WNBA basketball player in that realm. But out of sight, out of mind. So that's why nobody really talks about Kobe. But yeah, I put Michael Jordan at number 1. Kobe at number 2, LeBron, all the accolades that he has, I think he's not number 3 or 4 or 5. I think he's top 10 in my realm. But you got you Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson.
What about Kareem?
Kareem, Hakeem Olajuwon. You got Tim Duncan. So it's a lot of guys out there that you could put above LeBron. And I say this: the reason why I put Michael and Kobe above LeBron is because of killer instinct. People was afraid to play against them.
It ain't even close to me, Tim.
Yeah, well, I understand.
It ain't even close to me, man.
It's not close to me either. But I'm just saying that people was afraid to play against Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. When you stepped on that court with them, you knew that they was going to bring it each and every night, and they love to bring it each and every night. They love to get the fans their money's worth each and every night. They didn't take off. Kobe played with broken fingers, dislocated hand,
shooting with the left,
shooting with the left, all that type of stuff, because he loved to play the game of basketball, and he never wanted to cheat it. The fans. Same way with Michael Jordan. Never wanted to cheat the fans. So when we talk about this GOAT and eras and all this and all that, I tell you this: I love LeBron James. I think LeBron could have played in our era. I think he would have been he would have understood what he needed to do then, how he needed to play to be successful. And I believe that Mike and Kobe could have played in this era. So, but I tell you this, I have Mike 1, Kobe 2, and then you go from there. Who's 3, 4, 5? But I say that they had the killer instinct that people didn't want to play against.
Tim, now you came in the league in what year?
89.
What was you remember the first game you played against Jordan?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I played against Jordan a couple of times in college.
I heard you tell that story.
Yeah, so it was...
You told him switch off.
Yeah.
You switch off.
But
he can't, Craig can't go up, you switch off.
Exactly, but I'm going to tell you this. What I got out of everything is, after the game, Michael walked up to me and said, "You got a chance." He just shook my hand. He just looked at me and said, "You got a chance." And
you still in college at this point?
I mean, I'm going into my junior year of college, and he just looked at me and said, when somebody in that caliber, superstar,
talk about it.
Just talk to you and say you got a chance. That's your window. That's your window. That's a guy that's telling you can make it.
The guy.
You're right.
Not a guy.
Right, the guy that's telling you can make it. Work on your game. Keep it up.
What did you do after when you heard that, Tim? What did that do to you?
Well, you know what? I kept it inside of me. I never told nobody until after I made it to the NBA. I kept it inside of me. But when I got home and when I got to a quiet place, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah. You get all excited, and you let the enthusiasm come out of you. But I wasn't a guy that's just gonna come and just say, yeah, Michael told me I could make it. It wasn't none of their business what he said. It was just, to me, it was for me to hear and to me to understand what I need to do and to make it to the NBA. So that's all it did for me.
What was your first time playing Kobe?
Oh, man, when Kobe first came into the league.
He came in after you.
Yeah, he came in way after me, man. We talking about, when I was with, when I was with the Miami Heat. I think he came in 96, 97, somewhere around there. Everybody, I heard about his work ethic. I heard about, how hard he worked and how hard he wanted to be that person. But, when you saw him, he missed those 2 shots in the playoffs or going to the playoffs, something like that. He shot 2 air balls. Mm-hmm. And then he said, yeah, I'm going to shoot that again. Yeah, it's me that want to take those shots. I know I can make them. I just missed them now, but I'm going to start making them. And sure enough, he believed in himself and he started making them, man. So, but
could he play, Tim?
Oh, he can play. Yes, he can. He could play. He wanted all the challenge. They talking about all the smoke. He wanted all of the smoke. Whatever that smoke was, he wanted it. And he wanted to go out there and show you that you wasn't capable of playing or being on the same realm as him.
Tim, I saw you freeze up Isaiah Thomas last night on a reel. You was over in the corner. You hit him with the joint. He froze, and then you went, and then you looked at him. You remember that?
Yeah, that was my rookie year.
That was your rookie year?
Yeah, that was my rookie year at Golden State Warriors. But you know what? Isaiah was my idol growing up.
From the shop?
From Chicago. Watched him play ever since I was in grammar school. And he was, I just patterned my game after him. Watched him at Indiana. I even was patterning my game, making layups after him, shooting off the glass like him. But I could dribble. I had my own dribbling style. I had my own way of dribbling. So I knew how to dribble. I knew how to dribble like him. He knew how to dribble like me. We knew how to do all the things that we was capable of doing, in pickup basketball or a real game. If we need to get past somebody, we use, what we use. And then if we wanted to have some fun with it, we know how to trick people and, go behind our back and dribble the ball very, very well. But I tell you this, man, it's a lot of guys that watched Isaiah and looked up to Isaiah, and he helped out with a lot of our career. Small guys, 6'1", 6'2", 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet. And we watched him, and we watched how he did it, and he did it at a high level. And he gave us confidence to go out there and to do it the same way he did it. And that's why, a lot of guys that are our size.
How tall are you, Tim?
I'm 6 feet. And a lot of guys our size, talk about him and praise him, and give him his due for helping us to get to that next level.
Yeah. Now, Tim, me see your book. Y'all go, my man. Where can they get this from, Tim?
They go to Amazon. Go to Amazon. Get the book right now. Killer Crossover from Street Chicago to Basketball Royalty. $35 on Amazon. Get to you in two or 3 days. I know a lot of people are getting the book. A guy hit me on Instagram, said, "Man, that's an inspiration." A lot of people don't know about the story about how you grew up and what trials and tribulations that you went through and adversities that you went through, not only on outside of the house but inside of the house. And it just, I tell folks, we had mental illness then.
Talk about it.
We just didn't know we had mental illness.
Talk about it.
And we just had to deal with things the way we had to deal with things. Sometimes people dealt with it by being with gangs, and that would be your family. That would be your outlet. Sports, that was my outlet. Basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis, golf, whatever it was, that was my outlet to go out and get my mind off of stuff that was going on in the house or around me with the gangs. People, back then gangs was treacherous, man. You had 3, 4, 5 people running after you. You had to know how to run. You had to know how to fight. You had to know how to get into your house. You had to know which way to go, where the gang members was going to be at, all that type of stuff. When you go to the park, who to talk to, who not to talk to, what to say, what not to say, all that type of stuff. But, it was kind of like safe haven at the park. When you was at the park, it wasn't like they was coming up there trying to recruit you, fight you, and stuff like that. When you was there, you was playing, whatever it was, softball, basketball, football, whatever it was, they let you play. But, on the way home, you can feel them creeping up on you and, talking like, "Yo, come here, let me talk to you." You're like, "Nah, I got to go, and I don't want to be around you. This is not my type of thing." But some people had to gravitate to that because of what was going on at home, and they couldn't they couldn't come out and play or be in that realm of playing basketball or sports or something like that. So they reverted to gangs.
So I want to get into that. Y'all make sure y'all go get my man's book, Tim Hardaway, Killer Crossover. The podcast, your new podcast, TCO podcast?
No, it's called Crossover Podcast with me and Lindsey Hunter.
Crossover Podcast. I'm going to put that link underneath this video, and I'm going to put it in the comment section and pin it. Go subscribe. Dope podcast. They talk about a lot of good stuff on there. Now, Tim, let's can I put this right here?
Yes.
Let's get into that. Southside of Chicago?
Yes, Southside of Chicago.
Both your parents was in the crib?
Yeah, but no, my dad and my parents, they divorced at when I was like in 6th grade. But you know what? my dad said, "Yo, if they get out of hand, call me." And
They who?
Me and my brother. My brother's 6 years younger than me.
So you was the oldest?
Yeah, I was the oldest.
It's two of y'all.
Two of us. Yeah, but he said if they get out of hand, call me. I'll be over here to, get them. And I thought he was playing, you messing around. 2 years went by. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do, and my mom called him. And I was like, yeah, he ain't coming. That knock on the door came. Wow. My heart dropped. And I always had him around. Just to say that, he was always around to discipline us. He was always around to make sure that we was doing the right thing, not in gangs, not out on the corner, going to school, getting our education, doing the right thing. He made sure of that.
He was in your life.
He still was in our life. He still is in my life. And my parents are still alive today, and I keep in touch with them every other day. Make sure one is 82, one is 81. Dope. You got to talk to them. You got to make sure they all right.
100%.
Because they getting up in that age now, man. You got to watch them.
Yeah, because once they gone, man, it's over, man. It's over. Now, Tim, Carver High School.
Yep, Carver Area High School.
Now I think it's called Carver Military Academy, or something like that.
Yes, it's called Carver Military Academy, and some guys and some young ladies that I grew up with in high school. They are teachers there now, and they wanted to come back and teach the kids and talk to the kids and help the kids to just be good citizens and come out here and get good jobs and be good people. Just like the teachers did with us, back then. And so yeah, they wanted to keep it going. And I go back to the school, still talk to the kids, see how the school is doing, talk to the principal, talk to the coaches and stuff, and I still interact at Carl.
What side of the South Side you grew up?
South Side, I grew up South Side over there by South Shore High School.
Is that by the low end?
Nope.
Yo, I was in Chicago about 2 months ago. That ain't the low end. That ain't the low end.
No. Woo, man, the low end.
It's rough over there, Tim?
It's a hell of a lot better now, but back then,
the low end.
You had when you go over there, you had to watch yourself. Really, really watch yourself. The police didn't go in there. The police stayed out of there. They say you're on your own. Only time they went in there was get the bodies out, help get the bodies out, or whatever went on. But whatever went on in there, went on in there.
So you was over by South Shore High School?
Yeah, South Shore High School, South Shore area, Hyde Park area, in the hundreds. That's where I grew up at, and but we went all over the place, man. We went all over the place. We played on the west side. West side guys came and played with us on the south side. So we had YVI. It was like at Kenwood High School in Hyde Park where it was a big tournament at. I mean, it was just basketball all over the place.
Now, Tim, what games was on your side of town over there by South Shore?
Well, where I grew up at, I was it was the Air Rookins. The Air Rookins, the Vice Lords.
Why you didn't get down with them?
They my friends. They my buddies. They took care of me.
Why you ain't get down with them?
That wasn't me. That wasn't you. How they was doing things. I wasn't, going in places and stealing. I wasn't a fighter. I was a basketball player. I was a sports guy. You got different realms to different things in these gangs.
So you wasn't trying to be something that you wasn't.
Right. I wasn't being that. I wasn't being nothing that I wasn't. I didn't know about. And you had to, in a gang, it's like every day you looking over your shoulder. Every day you like this. When you 50 years old, there's guys that are still looking over their shoulders.
Still.
60 years old, looking over their shoulders and trying to see, who's after me. Am I gonna get shot? Am somebody gonna try to shoot me, or somebody gonna come and get me?
Somebody that I did something to
long
years back.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand. It's people out there like that today that's waiting
100%
for their chance to get you back, and you don't know when because you think they forgot, but you have. and that's when they get you. So that's why I say you always got to be on your P's and Q's and on your toes. And when you see somebody, know where you saw them from and know what happened to them. Maybe you need to apologize to them.
Right. Have a sit down and talk to them.
Just talk to them, man.
Hey, man, boy, that was my bad. What
Right.
we did back then, man,
Right.
I'm done with that.
A conversation goes a long way.
Sure, communication.
Communication, man. A lot of these kids don't understand. And a lot of grown-ups, try to communicate with these kids, but sometimes the kids are so unreceptive to the communication that it's like
Some of them don't know how, Tim, because
that's true.
all they know how to do is text.
Right, that's true. That is true.
Instead of talking.
That is true. I mean, I done seen kids, they right next to each other, texting each other.
Right.
Instead of speaking to each other.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, man, we had mental illness back then, and some of us knew how to deal with it, some of us didn't know how to deal with it. But I will tell you this, we didn't have the help that kids got today.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, if we talk about what went on in the house and our parents find out, we get our ass kicked.
You get your ass tore out the frame. Whooped.
You get your ass whooped.
Right.
In
front of the people.
Right.
In front of the
cops.
In front of the
that
principal.
You told.
Right. In front of them.
Yeah. So you didn't talk about nothing that went on in the house. And a lot of people wasn't tattletales or told on people that was doing something to other folks and all that type of stuff. You just had to deal with it, man. And but today we got stuff that you could talk to people. You could let it out. You got to get it out. We was just grown. We just brought up differently.
It ain't nothing weak about. Talking about it, man.
No, it's nothing
weak about it at all.
Nothing weak about it. So only thing we here is to help you. Everybody's here to help you get over what you need to get over and try to improve your lifestyle.
When did you pick up the basketball?
Man, I picked up basketball. My cousins and my mom said I picked up basketball as soon as I got out the room because my dad was a basketball legend in Chicago.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
what's your pop's name?
Donald Hardaway, but they call him Donald Duck. And
he was nice?
Oh, he was very nice. He was real nice, man. He used to go around. Everybody knew about him, And when they was telling me stories about him, I'm like, yeah. And he always said. He never bragged on himself, but he always said, a basketball player can play every position. You don't have to. A guard can play a center can play a guard. I get tired of people talking about this is shooting guard, this that. Yeah, some people are better shooters than others. Some people are better rebounds than others, but some people are better basketball players than others, and they put it all together and know how the big or the size that you are. You go out there and play all the positions that you want to play, and that's what he told me. But as I can remember, only thing I could do is just sit on the basketball and roll it out and try to shoot. Try to shoot during the halftime or the end of quarters, and then go back and sit down and watch him play. But when I really knew, I was in 6th grade, and I just went out for the basketball team. And the coach said, Donald Pittman, he's still a good friend of mine. I still, talk to him about stuff, with my son, with basketball, with this and that, because he got a really, really great basketball mind. And he said, come out for the 7th grade team the next day. So I went out for the 7th grade team. He started laughing. He said, I don't think you're going to make it, but come out for the 8th grade team. I was like, all right, cool. I come out for the 8th grade team. I mean, they gigantic, and I'm just passing the ball. I'm
small at this point, Tim?
I'm small. I'm real small. Still small. I was probably, about 5'4", 5'3", something like that. And I'm passing the ball, and I'm doing stuff, and making layups, and all that type of stuff. And he said, now, you made the team, 8th grade. That's how good you are. But I can't put you on the team because you're too short.
That's crazy.
So even though I was in 6th grade, I played on 7th grade team. They gave me a jersey. It came way down here. That's how short I was. They had to cut the jersey, or they had to go get me another one made. But yeah, man, that's where it started. Way back in 6th grade at Cone Elementary Grammar School on 104th and State in Chicago. It's closed now, but yeah, that's where it all started.
Your freshman year of high school, what happens then?
So I'm gonna tell you this. I always been patient. always been patient. My parents always taught me about being patient. You know, they always said, you know, a lot of things you're not gonna be able to get. You're just not gonna be able to get them. But you got to be patient. You know, like back then, you know, you wanted some Dr. J's. They cost what, $12, $13.
Converse.
Your mom's like, yeah, I'm gonna get them for you, but it might not be now, but I'm gonna get it for you. Or like, you know, mom, basketball season coming up. I gotta have these. All right, that's in what's that, August. You know, before school starts. So they get you your shoes, and you got to keep these shoes clean the whole year.
Right. You got some play shoes,
Right.
play sneakers,
Right.
and some school sneakers.
Right, exactly. And these school sneakers you got to keep for the whole year. From September to June, you got to keep them shoes. And you know, you washed them. You whatever. If you had the leather, you had the white out and all that type of stuff.
With toothbrush.
Dude, you had to know how to do it. You kept them bad boys clean. So you know, I'm just a patient person. I was supposed to have been. They wanted me to play varsity
As a freshman.
and I understood what the coach was saying. He didn't want me to take away a position from these guys that work so hard to be on the varsity team.
Was you better than him?
Yes.
You should have started.
I should have started, but you know
at
what?
the point?
At the point guard. But you know what? I should have told them I wanted to play face-off because I didn't play that much at varsity. You know, I didn't play that. In practice,
What's face-off?
Face-off is like JV.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't play that much. I just played at Christmas tournaments with because at that time you could play Christmas tournaments and then you go play with the JV team. Then you go play with the varsity team during those tournaments. So I used to play with the face-off team, JV team, and then go play because I could play then and then go play with the varsity team. But yeah, I understood what my coach was saying. Yeah, and as a ball player, even though you're better than somebody, you still gotta understand the rules of what the coach is saying and what the team is all about.
Seniority
And all that type of stuff. And I did the same thing at Texas El Paso. I should have started, didn't start.
Your freshman year?
Yeah, my freshman year. Came in, played, wasn't shooting the ball, just distributing, running the whole show and everything.
Was you getting minutes?
I was getting, like out of a 40-minute game, I probably got 12.
As a freshman?
As a freshman. But you just had to wait. Patience is a virtue.
Now, Tim, Chicago produces a lot of great basketball players.
Yes.
And I want to talk about, Benji Wilson?
That's my boy.
All right. Why didn't DePaul, Loyola, why didn't none of the big Chicago schools, or did they try to recruit you, Michigan State, University of Michigan, why didn't none of the big schools, or did they?
No, they did not come after me. They thought I was too small. Wanted to go to DePaul. DePaul didn't recruit me because they had Rod Strickland come there.
Rod Strickland from the Bronx.
Yes, he came there. And I understood.
Rob money, though.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. DePaul always recruited guards from New York. Bradshaw, Kenny Patterson, Rod Strickland. So those were the big names that was coming out then that went to DePaul. And they had a pipeline to the guys that went to DePaul from New York. But yeah, I didn't go to DePaul. Didn't go to Loyola. Like I said, everybody thought I was too small. Everybody thought I couldn't play. And then when
that pissed you off?
Yes, of course it pissed me off. And made me work even harder to show them that they was wrong. Show them that they that whoever they took was not better than me. And I just wanted to show them that. I worked on my game, and it just stayed in my mind each and every year. When I come back home from El Paso, to show them, whoever I play against, I'm going out there to destroy them. I'm going out there to show them they was wrong about me. And all the coaches was there because they all they guys. Like Michigan, Illinois, Michigan State, DePaul, all they guys played in the Pro-Am in Chicago. So I got to play against they guys. And I got to show them that they guys was never as good as me like you thought they were. And you had coaches trying to steal me. I said, no, my loyalty is with Texas El Paso. And no, and that's a disgrace that you got to stoop that low to try to steal me from El Paso when you should have done your job 2 or 3 years ago when I was in high school.
How did UTEP approach you? They came to the crib?
They came to the crib. They came to see me.
Head coach?
Head coach Don Haskins came to the crib, came watch me practice, came to the house, met my parents, talked with my coaches, and, he said, yeah, I would like to offer you a scholarship.
Full ride?
Full ride. And, I knew the history of El Paso. I knew the history of Texas El Paso, Texas Western, 1966
that black team.
And all right. And beat, Adolph Rupp and Pat Riley in 1966 when I was born. Championship.
Pat Riley was on that team?
Pat Riley was on that team.
As a player?
He was all-American.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at it, Bobby Joe Hill was the one that stole the ball from Pat Riley 3 straight consecutive times. Yeah. But I tell you this, I did not know at that particular time that Nate Archibald went there too. And he went to JUCO first, then he went to Texas Western. And I did not know that. So when Don Haskins said, I reminded him of Nate Archibald. And Nate Archibald was assistant coach of mine my last 3 years. And
in the league?
No. In
UTEP.
At UTEP.
Tiny Nate Archibald. When did you start at UTEP?
85. When I started, you talking about when did I start?
Started as a point guard. Sophomore year?
Sophomore year. Started, Jeep Jackson and I started. Another guy that, could play, didn't make the league, passed away at a young age, cardiac arrest, and playing in a charity game, actually. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Let me ask you this, because I always like to. This is Do you remember a kid in your neighborhood, or a kid in Chicago public schools, or a kid in your junior high school, or a neighboring high school that was just as nice as you, or nicer than you, that could have made it to the league, but life happened and something went a different way?
I know about 10 people like that. They
nice.
I'm gonna tell you this. So, as we growing up, and Isaiah tell you this too, as we growing up, there's some guys out there that was better than us.
100%.
Beat our ass, fuck us up. We learned from them, and we learned how to play like them or better than them, but they didn't have a mentality to take it to that next level. For some reason, they didn't have that mentality to take it to that next level.
Flat out get down.
Fuck you up. I mean, when he walked in the gym, you was like, shit. That's how you work.
Because that nigga was coming to bust niggas' ass.
Yes. Like I said, I know about 10 people like that. And for whatever reason, they couldn't stay that straight and narrow path. They went one way or the other way, and it didn't help their career out. But I learned, because they older than you learn from them and see why they didn't make it. And you saying, look, I mean, and we're not talking about just making NBA. We just talking about making it in life. Going to school, get your education. If you couldn't make it into the NBA, you got your degree, and you're gonna do something with your degree and come back home and work a 9 to 5. I know a lot of people like that, working 9 to 5 in the schools, lawyers, doctors, whatever, and in the city of Chicago, but they just for some reason didn't make it to NBA or NFL or professional baseball player, but they did get their degree. I know, but you seen some people that supposed to win and could have made it
1,000%,
and for every reason didn't follow what they want, what they supposed to have followed, and got their degree and dropped out and was, you see them around, and the only thing they say now is, damn, if I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Well, and they know it, that's a cliche, but that's what they saying.
Yeah. Benji Wilson.
Man.
Is he like? Cause they say this nigga was the
Nice.
nastiest in the country.
Nice.
Was he really like that?
Nice. 6'9", long as shit. 6'9", almost 6'10", long. Could dribble the ball, could shoot the ball, knew how to handle, knew how to pass. He had basketball IQ, man. And we played, me, him, Nick Anderson, Byron Irvin, a lot of other guys.
Nick Anderson from the Orlando Magic?
Yes.
He from the Shire too?
Yes. And we all played with each other on teams to play against pros.
So you saw Benji play?
Yes. We played with each other since we was what? We played with each other in 8th grade, at different parks growing up. So I knew Benji, and we was good friends. I used to hang out on his porch. I used to see, I can say it now, DePaul and Illinois, they put 2 boxes. 1 box is of Pumas and 1 box of what was it? Converse. And he didn't like neither one of them. So people used to come by there and they used to come up on the porch. He just used to pass them out.
They were bringing them free sneakers?
Oh yeah, boxes of sneakers. He was just passed out to the neighborhood. But he could flat out play. Yes, he was the #1 prospect in 1985.
In the nation.
#1.
Tim, the UTEP 2-step. The crossover joint.
I didn't know I had a crossover.
You didn't know that's what it was?
Man, I'm just out there hooping. I'm just out there
just
getting
giving
to
it to motherfuckers.
Just giving it to motherfuckers. And kids today, we didn't have gyms. We just had outside.
Yeah.
During the court. We didn't have open a gym that we go to where it was open. There wasn't that many gyms across the city. So we had to wait until it was summertime to go work on your game outside. So, but during the winter, it was cold like it is now. It's freezing like it is now. So there wasn't nowhere to go. So I had an unfinished basement downstairs. I used to go in the basement and I just used to dribble between these beams and I'm laying the ball up, doing in and out moves, like I'm fishing motherfuckers in front of me. I'm doing in and out.
By yourself?
By myself. And I come up, my mom.
Every day?
Every other day, not every day. And my mom's like, damn, what was you doing down there? I was down there hooping. I'm in a full out sweat. And I'm down there just hooping, just, going over stuff that I want to do to different people, how I want to do it, all that type of stuff. So, so I get to the, during the summer, go to the park. I go up there, put up if there was no net, I put up a net up there and I play full court by myself. Stopping, popping, left hand layup, and it was on the half moon. So you had to shoot on the half moon. It wasn't square. And so when kids today say, I can't work on my game by myself, that's just a slap in my face. That's just appalling to me.
You don't want it.
You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want to be good. You don't want to work on your game. When somebody say, hey, I've worked on this move thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Yeah, I worked on a move thousands of times when it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I worked on that, and you're not having no clock that you visualize. You got a clock in your head, so you know how to count down from 5 to 1 and 0. And you know how many seconds you got to get to get the shot off. And you just working on shots, different shots off the glass, fadeaways, getting the ball just 5 for 1 dribble, 2 dribbles this way, 1 dribble that way, step back, all that type of stuff. Getting to the whole floaters, imagine the big shooting it up there, all that type of stuff. So when I went to a game, I was totally ready for everything. Whatever you bring at me. Mentally, I was totally ready. And physically, I was totally ready. And my game showed that I was totally ready because I worked on my game. And kids today, when they say, and like I said, I didn't have a gym.
In Chicago, in the cold ass winter.
We didn't have gyms to go to.
So it wasn't no year round.
No, now you got gyms everywhere. You got gyms everywhere where the kids go to now. So when they say, yeah, I can't work on my game, That's just appalling to me. That's just slapping my face. Like I said, I don't understand. You just don't want it. But you want to go out there and do stuff, but you don't practice it enough to do it.
So Tim, you get drafted. How you at UTEP? You was getting money at UTEP?
No.
You want? I mean not like money. You was nice. You was putting.
Oh yeah,
money?
I was nice. I'm gonna tell you this. So I was supposed to have been like the second, third player guard or first guard to go. I was supposed to go to Indiana. Who else was it? Not the Nets. Minnesota. Them two. It was Minnesota first, then Indiana after Minnesota, and then Boston Celtics. So I was supposed to go lottery pick. So Minnesota took what's his name? Poole Richardson. Indiana took a guy from Florida State. Damn, I forget his name. He gonna be mad at me too. Good guy too. He lives in Florida. Then what's the name? Boston Celtics took Michael Smith out of BYU, and then Golden State Warriors take me.
Number 4 pick.
No, 14.
14.
Yeah. So come to find out, Don Nelson has been calling all those teams that were supposed to take me and said I got a bum knee.
Get the fuck. The coach from the Mavericks?
No, coach from Golden State Warriors. He was.
Oh, he was doing that.
He was calling them saying, "Yo, don't get Tim. I know you. I hear you gonna get Tim. He got a fucked up knee. You gonna get fired and all this and all that."
But he wanted you the whole time.
He wanted me the whole time.
And when you there, he picked you.
He got me.
That's dope.
And they said the GMs for all those teams that wanted to get me, they hated Nelly. They hated
for
him
that.
For that. He lied. He straight out lied to him and got me. And you know,
because none of them dudes you mentioned, I don't even know who them dudes are.
Yeah, Poole Richardson played for UCLA. George McLeod. George McLeod. He went to
Minnesota.
No, he went to he played for Florida State, and then he went to
Boston.
No, he went to what's that? Indiana. They picked him. I was like, George McLeod, there's George McLeod. I didn't even see him. And then I started watching him. I said, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, I did see him. Okay, yeah. All right. But he was like 6'6". He could hoop, he shoot that thing, stroke, and all that type of stuff. He was nice. They took him, and but they Dick Versace and the coach from Minnesota, they in 2 years they got fired.
Hey, so Tim, they take you. You was at the draft, or they called you on the phone?
I was at the draft. That's how I got. I went to all these different camps, and I went to all these different teams, and they
to work out for them.
To work out for them, and I think the team said, "You write in and say who should we have in that room in the back there," and they. All like the teams I went to go work out with, I worked out for about 20 teams. They was like Tim Hardaway, so I was there, which was cool, you know. I mean, but you know that's just the hard work. You go and work out for these teams, and you show them what type of guy you are, and what can you bring to the table, and it's up to them to see if you could be a piece to their team. I thought I was gonna go to the Chicago Bulls, but they took B.J. Armstrong, which wasn't a bad pick. I liked that pick for them too because they needed a guard that was a knockdown shooter, and he was a knockdown shooter. I was a scorer. I wasn't a shooter. I was just a scorer.
Tim, confidence, shit talking on the court to intimidate your opponent, and then not allowing shit talk from your opponent to intimidate you. How important is the mental game in basketball?
It's very important. You got to understand, if you can't take the shit talking, you don't talk shit. Because if you can't take it, then you want to fight, and that's what people want to do. And the guys will tell you. Some guys say, "Yo, I'm not that type of person. Don't be out here, talking to me crazy. We gonna fight." And you got to respect that.
They tell you that up
Yeah,
front?
they tell you, yo.
In the NBA?
Yeah, yo, look, I'm not that motherfucker. Don't do that. And you got to respect that.
Yeah, don't play with me like that.
Don't play with me like that. I'm a grown ass man. Don't play with me like that. You get fucked up. And you got to respect that. So you knew who to talk to and who not to talk to, and go from there. But you know, when you're out there, you just trying to get their game off their game, what they supposed to do for their team, and get their minds on you and trying to get you back and trying to do what they think that they could do, and then the teammates be like, "What the fuck you doing? Why you listening to that motherfucker?" The coach like, "What, man? Sit your ass down. See, I got you." That's what it is. And if you able to go out there and be a shit talker, and to play that way, and to help your team to win, you're doing the best of both things for your team. But it's a madness to it, and it starts not when you in college, not when you get to the NBA. That shit starts when you're in high school,
Right.
and grammar school. It starts around the house. You know, it starts, then, because grown folks will tell you, man, look, don't talk to me that way. And then some grown folks be like, oh, you a shit talker, huh? Well, I'm going to show you how to talk shit. And then sometimes they can't, because they can't go do both. So that's when you got, guys that you can talk shit to. You always talk shit to them. But that's just on the court. Off the court, you cool.
Right.
On the court is just
Sometimes shit talking make me play better.
Right. Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you shit talking to me, I'm gonna play better. You woke me up.
Right.
And
now here I come.
Here I come. And that's why a lot of people didn't talk shit to Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant, because you start talking shit to them, they amp their game up 50 notches, not a couple of notches. They amp their game up 50 notches.
Confidence, Tim.
Confidence.
Believing in your abilities. Confidence on the court. Having a bad game. Having a bad couple games, and being able to talk to yourself and say, man, I still could do this. I still could come back. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, you're going to always have bad games. Everybody going to shoot air balls. Everybody going to shoot off the side of the rim. Everybody going to shoot bricks. Everybody going to get the ball stolen away from them. Everybody going to get dunked on. Everybody be like, yeah, you got dunked on. Everybody get dunked on. No matter who you are, you're going to get dunked on. All right? And you're going to get shook. No matter who you are, you're going to get shook in front of 20,000 people. Or 1 million people. It just depends on if you're on TV or not. So don't be discouraged. Everybody gonna get shook. That's just the game. Just like football. If you're on defense, everybody gonna get scored a touchdown on. If you're a defensive back, and that's just the way it is. That's the way the game is.
Every quarterback gonna throw an interception.
Every quarterback is gonna throw an interception. That's what it is. So don't be discouraged about it. Learn from it. Keep your confidence about it. Go out there and play better. Learn from it and play better. Confidence. You shoot an air ball and you got another wide open shot. You're not going to take it? Hell yeah, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to make it. Like Kobe, he shot 2 air balls in 20 seconds. And they lost the game.
Was it a critical game?
It was a critical game. A critical game. And he came on the podium and said, I'm going to take the next shot as soon as I get it at the end of the game. And he did, and he made that the next game or the next time he shot it. But you got to have confidence in yourself, man. Confidence is believing in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself to go out there and it's all right to understand to mess up, it's all right to mess up. All right, next play, and come out and do your best the next play and help your teammates the next play. That's what it's about. But just don't get discouraged. Because that's not helping you, that's not helping your teammates, and that's definitely going to get your ass pulled out the game.
The crossover joint. Did you call it that, or somebody else called it that?
So
was you the first one with that, or what?
Well, I'm just dribbling the ball, doing my thing, coming down, doing whatever. And when I'm watching film, I see I'm doing a move, but so I'm in college. And
at
UTEP, and then me and this guy, we playing a 1-on-1, and I crossed him over and went and dunked on him, And I was dunking back then. But yeah, he was like, "Damn, that's a smooth crossover you got." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." I ain't even, okay, whatever.
He used those exact words.
He used those exact words, and we played. He said, "But I can't go out like that. Let's play another one." So I played another game, and the last, I did the same move. I didn't dunk on him. I faked like I was gonna go up, and he flew past me. I laid up, and it was game. He was like, "Man, that's a hell of a crossover." I said, "Okay," and that was the end of that. I picked up my shit, and it was time to go. We had to go to class or whatever. So on Magic, doing a scouting report, he was like, "Yeah, Chris Mullin, he on fire. You gotta watch out coming down screens, this and that. Mitch is a bulldog. He's a rock. He gonna come down. Bulldog. You can be strong arm, and you gotta watch out for that." And then this little guy, Tim Hardaway, he got the killer crossover, and everybody's like, Magic call you got a killer crossover. It's like, oh, okay,
Magic Johnson.
yes,
Right.
Magic Johnson, and that's where the killer crossover came. I mean, but I've been doing this since high school and college. I'm just doing a move.
It's just something you do.
Just something I'm doing.
That's crazy. That's crazy. 5-time All-Star in the NBA.
5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 3-time what is that? Gold medalist.
2000 Olympic team.
Yep, 2000.
This Dream Team 2 they was calling it, right?
No, it was Dream Team 2 was in 90, what? It was 92.
96.
96 was Dream Team 2. And
I read something you were supposed to maybe be on that team.
Yeah, I tore my ACL.
But you would have been on that team.
Yeah, I would have been on that team.
Who was on that team?
Oh, man, it was Shaq. Who else was it? Isaiah. He had hurt himself, too. But it was Shaq and who else was it? Shit, I don't even.
Crazy team.
It was crazy. Oh, Penny Hardaway. I think Reggie Miller, Joe Dumars. It was crazy team, man. I forget, but they was just as good.
How nice was Penny?
You know what they say? They could beat the '92 team. No, you couldn't.
They couldn't do it.
Nah.
Hey, Tim, how nice was Penny Hardaway?
Man, Penny Hardaway is real nice. Tell you that. Penny
On the court?
On the court, he was real nice.
6'7"?
He was 6'7", 6'8", real nice, man. Fuck you up. Could post you up, shoot over you. If he didn't get hurt, like him and Grant Hill, if they didn't get hurt,
Grant Hill.
they would have been. I mean, oh man,
They would have been in the conversation.
Oh my god. Oh man, but just injuries hurt them, and it was just tragic to watch them not have the full NBA career that they were supposed to have. But them two, I'm telling you, them two, man, Penny Hardaway was coming out of college, Lord.
Came out of Memphis, right?
Yes, man, he was nice. And you know what? Just like Kevin Johnson, just like Rod Strickland,
Kevin Johnson was mean too.
Yes, he was mean
KJ.
too. Yes.
You say
yes.
he gave it to you one year.
Lord. Woo. Man. I'm gonna tell you this. They don't get enough recognition that they supposed to. They were some cold people.
Hall of Fame. You make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yep. 2022.
What was that? How did that? I'm sure it felt good, but did they call you or something before? Like, yo, Tim, we voting or whatever?
Yeah, so I was rejected 4 or 5 times. And so I think this was my last time, and I was scared to answer the phone. The phone was ringing, and I knew that they was calling that day. I was trying to keep my mind off stuff, and I was shaking answering the phone because I didn't want to have another rejection. And he's like, normally say, Tim, I got some news that I got some bad news for you. This time he said, I got some great news for you. Man.
Who was it?
I forget his name, man, but I should always keep his name in my back of my head. But for 2 years I remember his name. Now I forget. But I know his voice. If he walks up, he behind me, he talking to somebody, I say, yeah, that's him right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he man, I was like, thank you. I was in tears. Man, and
From the South Side of Chicago.
Yeah, all the way to basketball royalty, man. And I told my wife, and then I called my parents. Man, that was some of the greatest phone calls I had, calling my parents. And that's all I wanted. And like I said, my parents are still alive, and for them to be there and witness me going to the Hall of Fame, that solidified my career.
Tim, I'm gonna let you go, man, but I want to touch on this one last thing. You heard me just say, from the South Side of Chicago to the NBA Basketball Hall of Fame, and for me to say that, some people could think it was just a straight line from the bottom to the top. Mm-hmm. Talk about the setbacks, the reverses, the failures, the defeats, the life events to where you had to overcome in order to get it there.
Like I said, tribes and tribulations. It takes a village to raise a kid. But you got to listen. A kid got to listen. I was a kid that listened. I listened to how not to do it. They taught me how not to fail. They taught me what to look for and how to get over it. They told me that it's going to be some tribes and tribulations that you're going to have to go through and see, which way you want to go. You got to make those decisions. But I listened to a lot of people tell me a lot of things. And if I didn't listen to them, I wouldn't know how to handle the situations that came about in my life. But when I listened to them, they told me, hey, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen. You gotta watch out for this, you gotta watch out for that. And in college, when I'm away from home, I'm by myself. When I get to the NBA, I'm by myself.
With the honeys.
With the honeys, with the drugs, with the alcohol, with everything. You gotta watch out. You got to know how to understand who you with, where you at, and how to keep your drink with you. Because you slip your Mickey, slip you this, slip you that. It's a lot of things that happen when you don't pay attention. And it wasn't all hunky-dory growing up.
What about your knee joint,
man? That's what I'm going to say. It wasn't all hunky-dory growing up. When I was in college, I had a cyst on my knee. And that's why I'm walking like this. My right knee is my bad knee. I got to get the knee replacement. And that's what Don Nelson was telling them other teams, that I had a bad knee and I wasn't going to be able to have a career like I had. He said he going to last about 4 years, 3.5 maybe. And I lasted 13 seasons.
And went to the Hall of Fame.
I had an ACL on my left knee. If it wasn't because of, the people around me, my wife, my parents, my friends, and you got to trust in the Lord. You got to talk to the Lord. A lot of people be like, that's silly, getting on my knees. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Talking to the Lord and getting on your knees and just talking to them and just saying whatever you need to say. That helps you out. That helps clear your mind. That helps, everybody say he's going to help you, but you don't know when he's going to help you. It might not be money. It might be money, but it just might be in a way where you getting a new job. He's putting you in position to do something well for yourself and well for your family. So don't think it's always money. It's always something that's going to be good to come out of it. It's going to benefit you and your family. But it may not be what you think it is. But it is something that's going to help you and help you through life. And like I said, I've been through trials and tribulations, man. Where I didn't cry.
Talk about it.
I didn't, man. In college, you know, man, I didn't sign up for this shit. I want to play basketball. I'm sitting on the bench. I mean, I'm better than them motherfuckers. I could play shit. You know, and the consistent coach said, everybody that's on that court came in this room and had to deal with the same thing you're dealing with. He said, the coach is the coach. It's about seniority around here. It's about how hard you work around here. Even though you think you're better than them, you still gotta pay your dues, and you still gotta follow in these footsteps that they was following in. And I was like, shit. I said, okay. And that's where, you know, I'm thinking about what my parents said. Patience is a virtue. Patience. 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 You know, like the Lord, he put you in situations where, you know, some people may have patience and some people may not have patience. I got patience to deal with a lot of stuff. And that's why, you know, I'm easy, I'm cool, I'm real mellow. I'm not all flamboyant. I'm not out here, yeah, stuff like that. I'm just real cool. And you can always walk up and talk to me and say hello to me. I'm gonna be respectful and everything. But, you know, it's all, to me, it's about patience and working hard. If you work hard and have patience, you'll get to what you need to get to.
Tim Hardaway, y'all. Podcast with Soul. Go get my man's book. Amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
Podcast, the crossover.
Crossover podcast. Lindsay Hunter, myself, guy named Tez, and Lindsay's son. We be tripping on there, but we be telling the truth. You know, it's a podcast where we talking about basketball and what's going on in basketball, sports, college, point shaving with these kids, man. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, every Tuesday we come out with something during the course of the week. And, but man, you know, kids, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Leave that point shaving alone.
What is that, Tim?
That is a guy coming up to you, or a group of guys coming up to you, telling you, you know, play basketball, play sports, but you got to know how to miss this shot, know how to not catch the football, keep the game close. That's hard to do. To me, that's hard to do. You got to keep the game close. You got to make shots. You got to miss shots. You got to miss free throws. You got to foul a guy. It's so much shit that goes on in that bullshit that you got to be right. And if you're not right, they coming after you. Or, you know,
that shit is real. That really happened?
Bet, man, hell yes. Yes. Yes.
Come on, Tim.
Yeah, man, that shit is happening. They just caught about 20 kids. Man, this shit is happening. You know, betting on games. Stop betting on games. I'm going to tell you this. They going to catch your ass. They catch everybody. If you're doing wrong.
And it's going to be a Fed charge.
Yes. They going to catch your ass. So, just because you're getting away with it once, twice, they going to catch you eventually. All right? And you're going to go to jail. You're going to jail. So, man, people, stop thinking that you're getting away with shit. You're not going to get away with it.
Yeah. Holler at y'all later. Sean G Podcast with Soul. Tim, appreciate you, man.
No, appreciate you, my man. Yes, sir.
Peace.